Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Leland Miller. It is not Monday. I've had to tell myself that all day, and I want to move a motion that there be an intermittent day between all 4-day holiday weekends. Because there's absolutely no way that you could expect me to march up and down in all that heat and to shake up and gyrate all Saturday and to just go gallivanting with my friends all day Sunday and then to do more hooliganism Monday and then come back to White Tuesday. I think we ought to look at it. I think the cabinet of the Bahamas ought to meet about it. I'm not really sure what we would call it. They should call it like a layover day, right? Where you kind of just call your boss and you say to your boss, Chief, do you need anything in particular from me? And if your boss don't need nothing in particular, then you should just have that day off, and your boss should tell you that you get the day off on one criteria alone. That you will not be a hooligan today, that you will stay in the air conditioning today, that you won't leave your house for any other purpose except for to go get food and not at any one of your local watering holes, because you really need a day between 4-day holidays. I move. I need a seconder, but I believe that this petition I should send all the way to His Majesty the King, because we must take this serious, and these 4-day holidays are killing me. Anyway, welcome back to Freedom March here on ILTV Studios. Thank you for joining us on 103.5 the Beat FM, or if you're listening to us over on 224 or on channel 112, or if you're on ILTV Studios, wherever you're listening to this show, thank you so much for tuning in. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor, is with me in studio. Bradley.
Good to be here.
Long holiday.
Yeah, after a long holiday weekend. But, you know, we need to control ourselves.
Yeah.
Because you're petitioning for
a layover day.
And then there's some who can't control it, want layover day. Because there's no control with these holidays. So you have to exercise prudence, control yourself.
But Bradley, you
stop sinning, stop committing sins.
There was no sin committed.
Get yourself a red Bible.
Yeah,
and learn to control yourself during the holidays.
We hooliganed, but we sinned not.
Really?
And the Bible allows that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the Bible says sin not. Be angry, sin not.
But the Bible ain't say
hooligan,
gyrate,
sin not. Well, we was dancing as unto the Lord.
Oh.
David danced out his clothes. I mean, the girls them was close. They was very close to being out of their clothes. And I say, wow, look at these women embodying the spirit of David.
Wow.
Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, man, that's terrible.
Anyway, you hear the jingle. You are right, spiritual advisor. We're going to the break. Don't move. Freedom March. Leland Miller is on the next side of the break. Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Leland Miller. Bradley Rowell, the spiritual advisor, joins me here in studio. Bradley, do we have more things to give away?
I believe we do. But
You know I like to give away
something
things.
was left behind over the weekend, eh? Because I believe somebody did not get.
When the date is?
The date on this is June the 13th.
Oh man, well then guess what? If the people didn't pick it up the first time, we just
Okay.
plan to give it away the second time.
So this is the Battle of the Bands, eh?
Yeah, and don't forget, I am also planning on giving away today
Two,
a,
three, four.
a gift from my friends over at Cruise and Adventure. Of course, you remember the question. So when I open up the phone lines, you could just try to win that from my friends at Cruise and Adventure at some point. So tell us, what does Holy Scripture have to say after this wonderful weekend of road marches, spiritual advisor?
Well, I don't know. It seems as if you were paying somewhat close attention to that fleshly carnival march.
It was
I didn't know Church of God people is getting involved and stuff like that.
It was my African. The African in me went to go and see what my African brothers and sisters were doing as they
Half
did
naked.
their tribal dances. And I want to say that, boy, some of them really got a lot of African in them. And I'm very happy about that.
Anyhow, we're going to go to the Old Testament today.
Oh, boy.
And just in case you don't know where the Old Testament is, because some people don't, and that's simply because they don't have a red Bible, the Old Testament is the first 30. Is it 38? 36?
Is it, I don't know, 33 maybe?
No,
How much is it?
I think it's 36.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
I'm going to just agree with you.
It's 27 in the Old Testament. And if I'm not mistaken, then there would be,
Well, it's 66, so just take
yeah,
27
so
away
it's
from that.
39. The Old Testament has 39 books,
And what did
okay?
I say?
And the New
33?
Testament has 27.
Okay.
There's some little things this proves to me that I'm really getting up in age now. So the Old Testament has 39 books, and the New Testament has 27.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go to those first 39 books that's called Old Testament, and we're going to go to the first book, and we're going to look at the 38th chapter. And I read this, and apparently there is nothing new under the sun. I didn't realize that in this game of prostitution that there's an exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what happened. This is the story of Judith and Tamar. And so after a long time, Judith's wife, the daughter of Shur, died. And when Judah had recovered from his grief, he went up to Tanah, to the men who were shearing his sheep. And his friend Hara, the Adulamite, went with him. So when Tamar was told, your father-in-law is on his way to Tanah to shear his sheep, she took off her widow's clothes and covered herself with a veil to disguise herself. And then she sat down at the entrance to Enam, which is on the road to Timnah. For she saw that though Selah had not grown up, she had not been given to him as a wife. So I guess she felt that she was slighted. So when Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for she had covered her face, not realizing that she was his daughter-in-law. He went over to her by the roadside and said, come now, let me sleep with you. Check this out, Yvonne.
Mm-hmm.
She said, and what will you give me to sleep with you? She asked. I'll send you a young goat from my flock, he said. Will you give me something as a pledge until you send it? She asked. He said, what pledge shall I give you? Your seal and its cord and the staff in your hand, she answered. So he gave them to her and slept with her, and she became pregnant by him. And after she left, she took off her veil and put on her widow's clothes again. This is a very interesting story. This is in Genesis chapter 38. I want you to read it. Follow the story because it has some interesting facts before this happened. You'll see what drove her to this. But I read this because there's absolutely nothing new under the sun. In this game of prostitution, it does seem as if there is some exchange for sexual either encounters or favors. And I was kind of like moved to bring this up after looking at a very interesting article in the newspapers today where the Honorable Minister for Pinewood and the Minister of Social Services talk about how women are actually exploiting their young daughters or whoever it is in exchange for sexual favors to have bills paid in the house. And I said to myself, there is absolutely nothing new under the sun. In your spare time, take a look at the Genesis chapter 38 and read the story. It's a very fascinating story indeed of a truth. There is absolutely nothing new under the sun. So I didn't realize that in this game of prostitution there's an exchange.
Well, I remember the story of Tim now. And
there's an exchange
it is a
for
very
sexual favor.
interesting story. But I think, if I recall correctly, Tim took
the younger son was promised to her.
advantage.
When they promised her that when the younger son grew up,
Yeah.
that they would give him.
And Judah tell her, don't fool with that. Because she was already married to the older brother.
But no, the old, remember now, what has happened.
This is the one that Onan was killed for, right?
Because apparently he was told, listen, you're going to have to produce seed for your brother because your brother passed on.
Yeah, and then he said, okay.
He didn't say okay. He did
said okay.
But then he did some crazy stuff.
And then he took the underneath. And
He
after he was finished taking the
stuff.
underneath,
He spilled the stuff.
right, he tried to play slick.
Yeah.
And so God
he was killed for that.
you know something? Said you
That was a
slick.
wicked thing you did.
See how slick I is? And
yeah,
Onan died.
Yeah, he killed him for that, you know.
And so Judah told her, well, when this little one grow up, we can let him be your husband.
Yeah.
But Judah say, we ain't fooling with that. This girl and had two of my other sons. You think I can get this last one? And so when he was ripe with wine.
But you know what's interesting though? How was she able to? She disguised herself and he didn't even recognize who she was.
But he was also an old man with liquor in him. Do you remember? He was an old man and she took the staff. Because you remember, he also sent the boy back to go get my staff.
And then when the story was revealed, he recognized, oh boy.
Yeah, and so she ended up not pregnant for the son, not pregnant for the brother, not pregnant for the baby,
but pregnant for the daddy.
But pregnant for the daddy. And so the seed of Judah lived on through Timnah.
Right, but what is interesting is that story has a very interesting twist because when you look at it, you can see how the line of Judah was preserved as a result of that. Because through the line of Judah, guess who came?
Jesus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I was a Baptist preacher, I would say something good out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
If I was a Baptist preacher, I'd cut my text right there.
And of a truth, that's something we must recognize too, that there's some very extreme situations when you look at them on the surface, they do have an appearance of evil and bad, but there are times when good comes out.
Now you sound like Eddie Murphy. You sound like Eddie Murphy in Vampire from Brooklyn. You ever watch Vampire from Brooklyn?
No.
Sin is good. No. Evil is good. When Brother Jenkins go down in the corner and he buy himself a $5 prostitute, the prostitute is bad, but she make him feel good. Therefore, evil must be good.
Nah, I'm not gonna go that far. But something interesting.
I don't know. You know, spiritual advisor, I don't know. I
won't go that far.
Ah, boy. Every time I try to tell you about modern things. So, in the movie of Vampire from Brooklyn, the preacher on the balcony preaches about how sin is good. You never saw this? Anyway.
Sin is evil.
So, thank you for Holy Scripture Spiritual Advisor.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, like I said, I think she took advantage of the poor old man. He was poor and old. Well, not poor, but he was old and taken with wine. And she slept with that old man, that poor old man, and took his staff and his cloak. And when Judah wake up, Judah tell the boy, say, go get that. My damn cloak. And the boy went.
And she said, tell him.
She said, you tell him.
That's and so.
Yeah, he must come for the cloak.
And then he recognized.
And when he came, she unveiled herself and he said,
oh boy.
Well, what is this?
Here we go again.
What in Jerusalem is this?
It's too late, eh?
Yeah, because you can't, I understand you can't take that back.
No.
Once you get out of it, son, the bank can't even recover it here.
But it's a very fascinating story. Take a look at it. It's in Genesis chapter 38, and like I mentioned just now, something very, very powerful came out of that because the line of Judah was preserved, and through that lineage is where Christ actually came. So the word of God is always blessed and completely powerful.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Spiritual Advisor.
Absolutely.
And so it was a long weekend. I was out and about. I don't know. Spiritual Advisor was kind of out and about, I guess. Who knows?
I was out one day.
Yeah. Was it the day of the gyrating?
No, I was out the day the PLP officially launched their campaign. I thought I was going to.
I heard no such thing happen.
I thought, producer, show us some photos here.
I heard no such thing.
Because I don't understand this young man. I thought that I was going to a Labor Day parade.
Yes.
But apparently, I didn't go to a Labor Day parade.
Well, there's Labor. That's the BUT president.
I went to a mass PLP rally.
Me saving the save the
Okay, yeah. So now
Freetown supports Labor.
Now, but look very closely at the people and what they're wearing. Now, apparently those shirts are saying "Wave the Brave," or what is it? What? So, producer, what's the slogan? Ride the wave with Brave. No, come on now. No, what? Somebody need to explain this to me because I'm trying to figure out what.
I can explain
God's green earth is going on here.
I can explain.
This does not look like a Labor Day parade.
I can explain
this
it.
This looks like a rally.
I can explain it. Firstly, it was not a rally.
But look at this. Producer, just pause this for a second. Look at all those shirts, right? They're not Labor Day shirts.
Well, what is a Labor Day shirt?
It's a day for all the laborers in the country.
But what is a Labor Day shirt?
It could be a neutral color. It could be black. It could be white. It
then
could be a shirt without any kind of marking or any political colors.
But Belinda Wilson's shirt got marking on it.
You see what I'm saying? But it's labor. It has something to do with labor. Yeah. These shirts have absolutely nothing to do with labor.
Brave wait for 60 years. What you mean that have that to do with labor? Brave wait 60 whole years.
Well, you try your best to cover.
I don't have to try my best because I'm an FNA, right? But let me tell you, because I've done my intel, and here's what I've uncovered.
Now look at this here. Now for us, we
wasn't no there with labor either.
But we worked for this company that actually Rodney worked. Rodney worked with the ILTV studio, where he fought for freedom and the rights of all laborers in the country. And so some of his friends showed up. We don't have on any political party colors. We're just doing this as friends of Rodney in memory of him and his fight for freedom in the country.
Right.
That's how we showed up.
So the people.
But there's no red shirts or no blue shirts or no yellow shirts or no green shirts out here. They're neutral colors.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on, but this young man say, I'm foolish, I'm stupid, I don't know what I'm saying. But I'm trying to find out why were all those shirts with all those PLP colors.
See Belinda shade, pause it right there. See Belinda shade got graphics on it.
Yeah, and but Belinda, that's probably something to do with labor.
And well, does she have this thing in her hand say Belinda speaks? That ain't nothing to do with labor. I just want to know what is a labor day.
This is a woman who fights for rights for labor.
And Brave wait for 60 years. Brave wait for 60 years, and they say they don't know nobody who wait longer than Brave. So they want all the friends of Brave to wear Brave shades. And this was me with the woman them, by the way. The woman them was so kind to me on Labor Day. They were my only motivation to stay out there in that hot sun, to be quite honest. And so here you see, good save woman. I could tell when they Spiritual Advisor, when they took me into their embrace, and I felt the warmth of their clasp. All I could say to myself is, my God, these are some save women.
You remember when you felt the warmth?
When they took me into their embrace. And they identified me as their leader. But that's supposed
to be a holy embrace, though.
It was holy.
You're supposed to be thinking, but nothing physical, you know.
There was nothing physical about it.
Okay.
It was a warm, wholesome, hearty embrace. And as they enveloped me.
But look at this, though. Producer, go back.
Have you ever been enveloped in an embrace?
Go back. Now look at this.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Brave so good, Brave even got Pookie.
Even though Freetown supports labor, do you have to show up in political colors.
Spiritual advisor, let me tell you what I happy about. I look at this picture, I could see Pookie there, I could see Pat of Head there, and they could have been somewhere committing crime, but they're not. You know where they are? On the parade with Brave.
But somebody have to explain to me why these T-shirts with the
I've been
name
trying to explain.
Brave and this term Ride the Wave with Brave.
Because I want to explain it to you now.
Why are these T-shirts, and look at how flourishing they are, and how numerous they are. They actually outnumbered every single shirt that represented labor on this
Well,
march.
they certainly outnumber the F&M, because I count 24 F&M, and that's if you count the shoes individually.
But we ain't counting people
What you
political
mean?
parties, man.
Oh, no, man. You think I go on there that don't count the F&M?
This was actually a Labor Day parade.
The only people who had less people on the Labor Day parade than the F&M was white people.
But the Labor Day parade, from what I understand, is not political.
It shouldn't be political. I mean, the F&M shouldn't come.
They were there.
You saw them well. I tell you, it was 24 of them if you count their shoes individually.
Didn't we see the leader of the opposition along with the deputy and
at some point I saw the leader
and some other folks on that parade?
I've seen pictures of Dwayne. I didn't see him on the parade, but I saw him. I saw pictures of him on the parade. I saw the leader on the parade. I saw the deputy on the parade at some point. And of course, I got lost in the crowd a little bit, but then I didn't see Dr. Sands.
Yeah, and what I find to be so disheartening, right, is you're trying to strike a real good, sensible balance about this parade. And for some strange reason, there's some folks who just can't seem to understand.
I'm trying to help you to understand what happened.
But I'm looking at some comments that's coming through on our Facebook page, right? People, please, let's stop being so politically brainwashed. All right? This was a Labor Day parade. There was no need to turn this...
more labor.
Yeah, but there was no need to turn this parade into a political campaign.
Wow.
I think that
you see this man, all he is labor. He was labor from
that did this parade a serious disservice, in my opinion. You know? And I think we have to do better than this, man. You know, a total mockery was made of this parade.
I think the F&Ms only think that because they couldn't find more F&Ms.
Wow.
That's how I feel. Wow. Now you want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah, because somebody need to explain to me what happened, because I don't know. I don't know what happened. I thought it was a Labor Day
now
parade.
we get into the jingle. I still ain't get to tell him what happened.
Wait, we got
anyway,
on the other side.
We get into the jingle. When I get back, let's see if I can provide some clarity for Bradley Roll, who's the spiritual advisor. Hopefully, since the Spirit didn't reveal it to him, flesh and blood could reveal to him.
Yeah, the Spirit may reveal it to you.
Why the people then was out there in the brave shape. You don't move. We got more show on the next side of the break. When we get back, I telling Bradley why the people have on brave T-shirt. We'll do that and more on the next side of the break when we get back.
This segment of Freedom March is brought to you by Modernistic Garden and Pet Supply. For top quality dog food, shop online at modernisticgarden.com or visit our Palmdale, Carmichael, and Mullet Marathon locations today.
Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Levan Miller. Bradley Roll is in studio with me. Bradley, let's go to the ad.
Are your dogs hungry and tired of low-quality food? Give them the best at Modernistic. We carry all the top brands. Taste of the Wild Diamond, Nachos, Victor, Anukchuk at the lowest prices in town. If you're on a budget, we've got 50-pound bags down to just $49. And for a limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get and get a $10 coupon, redeemable on select dog toys and treats. If you can't make it in, shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com. And we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, offer won't last. Thank you, producer. Back to you, Levan.
And so, spiritual advisor, let me show you the producer. You saw the video that I sent with the actual march movement. Let me show you what happened, right? Or why there were so many people that showed up in the T-shirts that they showed up in. Firstly, it wasn't a rally. You know that it wasn't a rally because rallies have certain things. Rallies have a rally stage. Rallies have keynote speakers. Rallies have like pom-pom and like music to electrify the crowd as the speakers do their thing. You've been to a Free National Movement.
Oh, so you missed all of that then?
Well, Lord, I'm trying to tell you.
They had stage.
Who had the stage? The Union?
You didn't see the setup on top of the hill?
On top of what hill?
For the Fort Hill.
Aha! Which means you knew exactly what happened. So this is what happened. Show me the video.
So don't say it was no stage
there wasn't
and no
a rally.
speakers.
So these people were on the Labor Day March. And they came out in their various communities as laborers from among their communities. The PLP had the genius idea that it would lead community by community. So if you're from South Beach and you're a laborer, you could march with South Beach. If you're from Angleton and you're a laborer, you could march with Angleton. And all they did was they turned the Labor Day Parade into a sectionalized Labor Day Parade, which I saw no issue with. Now, simultaneously, on Labor Day, the Prime Minister had a birthday. Man, most people is be dead by 74, but somehow Brave's still alive, and that's after sciatic nerve damage and being Prime Minister of a country where people is one hold him by his neck and talk directly into his face for 10 and 12 minutes at a time. Some of that is weird, and y'all should really stop doing that to that old man. There's no way he is that interested in talking to you one for 12 whole minutes after you've been drinking liquor all day. Discontinue that, okay? Notwithstanding that, the Prime Minister had a birthday celebration at the Clifford Park. And he invited people, like people do all the time, to have a dress code for his birthday party.
Oh, okay, so you're saying that the reason why those folks wore the ride, the wave with Brave
It's because they were going to the Prime Minister's birthday party immediately after the march.
Okay.
The Prime Minister also attended the regatta in Long Island, as well as the, what do they call the thing? The Kid Island Rake and Scrape Festival. And I don't even know why the Prime Minister had
all these people went to the Cat Island?
No.
Too?
No, but the Prime Minister, because Labor Day was on his birthday, wanted to have a birthday party.
Okay.
Which didn't interfere with the Labor Day March at all, actually.
Okay.
It was an actual separate and apart event. The Prime Minister didn't have his birthday party at the Arawaki because guess what? Labor has labor at the Arawaki. The Prime Minister had his venue across the street. All right? So, just as would be the case if you had an all-white party or an all-blue party or all any other kind of party, the Prime Minister say,
I missed that.
I'm having a party. Here is the dress code.
Okay, I missed that.
All
wow.
Right?
It's amazing I didn't pick up on that, eh?
And so,
well,
when
kiss my grits.
When the march was done, I saw people like Belinda Wilson. Show me the picture with me and Belinda Wilson. We was over on the fish fry. When the march was done, people like Glenda McKenzie, those who I met, that were also a part of unions, They were over at the fish fry. This picture here is over at the fish fry. Nowhere near Bray's birthday party.
Okay, so you're saying that the reason why the shirts were worn is because they knew immediately following the parade.
They were going to attend the Prime Minister's birthday party.
So, okay, so rather than having to change shirts, if they had worn a regular shirt, rather than having to change that shirt, they just wear the birthday party shirt one time.
Yeah, so you come dressed for the party.
Okay.
So that you could participate in the march, and when the march is over, you go to the party.
Birthday party.
Right. Is the Prime Minister not allowed to have a birthday party?
Blow me down.
Is the Prime Minister not allowed to have a birthday party?
We didn't say that.
He's 74 years old. He could have one. All right? The Prime Minister say, well, I plan to go march. And so let me tell you, I do this wonderful
I
thing.
see, says the blind man.
To the deaf boy. I do this thing on my birthday where I donate blood every year for my birthday.
I see.
It is an act of symbolism to God for giving me health for an additional year. And every year, I invite my friends to come and donate blood with me, and the blood bank, Hello PMH, can tell you that I show up there sometimes with 12 to 15 to 20 people in tow, and we donate blood on my birthday, and immediately once we're done, we go into the inner city, and I go to my local community watering hole, and we practice hooliganism.
You know, you remind me of an incident that happened to me when I was young. I was about maybe 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And without my father's permission, I took one of his beautiful cars around the block.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was parking it, I ended up slightly denting the bumper on the right-hand side. And I had to explain to him how that happened. And after doing all the explanation, guess what my father said to me?
Mm-hmm.
Son, you believe I born as big as I am? And I will ask you the same question too.
Mm-hmm.
You believe I born big as this?
But my granddaddy used to ask us if we believe she born tall, but you can't ask her if she's born tall. And I'm trying to tell you that when I
This explanation now you giving me.
Yes. When I do it
You
for
want
my
me to
birthday,
accept that?
Yes. Because when I do it for my birthday, it has nothing to do with the blood bank. When I invite my 15 or 20 friends to come and donate blood with me for the blood bank, who I understand is in need of blood, y'all please go. All right? When we go to the blood bank, I actually just make flyer for that. You know that? And my friends come.
And I haven't heard this one. This explanation you giving, this is the first
And my friends give blood.
This is the first time I hear this one.
And that has nothing to do with the blood bank.
Every other true PLP say, man, listen, we launched a campaign, man. Like it or love it.
But I heard
hate
no
it.
talk about the launch of a campaign.
This,
I
every
was there.
PLP that I spoke to, they said, man, listen, we officially launching our campaign. Now you explain
But
this
the
new
Prime
thing. You
Minister said in
saying
the news-
the reason why they wore the shirts because they knew immediately following the march that they was going to birthday
But
party.
the Prime Minister said in the news that the only thing that is happening here today is Labor Day. He says that they said that I'm launching a campaign and no such thing is happening.
It did happen.
But the Prime Minister said that it wasn't happening.
It did happen though.
I can tell you what did happen was a birthday party for the Prime Minister. And there was entertainment. Fanchon was there. All right? In fine form, I might add. The singing Bishop and Prophet Lawrence Roll was there. And I want you all to give Bishop a break, man. You know, for the first time ever, I hear Lawrence Roll had a sore throat. And I say they're killing this old man.
He screamed too much.
Take Lawrence off the roster for 1 week or two and get that man voice chance to heal. All right? Now,
Wow.
when the party was done, because long after the Labor Day fanfare had dissipated, the people were still over on the Clifford Park having the Prime Minister's party. This picture was also at the Arawaki. And so Labour turned left at the Arawaki, and the people who was going to Brave Party turned right onto the fort. This woman ain't got on no Brave t-shirt. Where we is? Arawaki. So if you was coming to Brave Party, you know where you go? On the fort. This was Brave Party. But if you was going to Labour, you go on Arawaki.
It's amazing, eh? Let me ask a question. Do you have any audio of any of the speeches that went down at this birthday party?
Do I have any audio? You have them?
No, I'm just wondering if you had any.
No, I don't have none. I was busy trying to duck in the heat.
Because apparently the Prime Minister says, get ready.
The Prime Minister said, get ready. And no, he said, you have to be ready.
Get ready. Because something's
And by
going
ready-
Now, see, he almost let the cat out of the bag, you know. The Prime Minister say, listen, I need y'all to get ready.
Get ready. And
because,
what does get ready mean?
No.
It means talk to get...
Guess what he said? He said, because something is about to happen soon.
That's what he said. He said, by get ready.
And then he say, well, you know, next year isn't far. But you say soon. How soon is soon?
Well, that's only because y'all plan fall through. I hear y'all just trying to buy one seat in the Southern Corridor.
How soon is soon?
Since you talk all your business, I hear y'all just trying to buy one seat in the Southern Corridor in hopes that would trip an election. But since time...
Get ready.
But since time, wait,
Get
y'all
ready.
have to wait on the man to snap it.
Something is about to happen soon.
Oh, boy.
The question is, how soon is soon?
Spiritual advisor.
I think the Prime Minister let the cat out of the bag. Listen, you all register?
Okay, what color the cat is?
I don't know.
If the cat out the bag, what color the cat is?
The cat look like yellow and blue to me.
Oh, I will tell you this. For as far, put up the thing with the people marching. For as far as my eye could see, as far as a stalk's eye could see. Boy, if all them people been the brave party, I know one thing, Michael been out there to have one party next to see if this amount of people can come to it.
But no.
Because if Brave could get this amount of people to come to his party, and Michael can't get the same amount of people to come, Michael might be in problems.
But I can guarantee you that this number cannot win an election. I can guarantee you that.
What you talking about?
Because if you look, listen, as it relates to what's going to be happening very shortly, this is a numbers game. What's going to win this election is the majority of the voters voting for a particular party. If you look at this parade, this is not the parade that can win an election, all right? Because you need to look at the amount of voters that can possibly vote and look at the amount of people that probably showed up to this parade. Maybe
Here's a question I have
probably
for you.
5,000 people.
Here's a
max.
question I have for you.
That was about 5,000. I don't even know it was 5,000.
Here's a question I have for you.
So if you're trying to
It
convince
was
me,
5,000 people in
if
the
you're trying to
sweltering
convince
heat.
me
It was
that this could
5,000
win an
people
election,
in the sweltering heat.
I doubt it seriously.
It was 5,000 people in the sweltering heat, 4,200 of which more than likely were wearing Brave Davis's t-shirts. So let's just say 70% or 80% of the parade.
I don't even know it's 5,000, to be honest with you.
Whatever the number was, 80% of the parade had on Brave t-shirts. You agree?
And the reason why they had them on is because you said there was a party going on. So these people just like
Well,
food.
you said that they was launching a campaign. And
No, I know.
say-
That's exactly what I said.
And so I
But
say-
you saying they wore it because they're going to a party.
Well, the FNM had better take my argument, because if the people put it on because they was launching a campaign, that means you're really in some problems.
And if we know how Bahamians are, whenever you hear about free food and music and drinks,
There was no free food at the party. I attended the party. There was no free food.
So they had no food?
No, it was just people gathering.
So there wasn't no party then?
The only place where the food was free was under the Prime Minister's VIP tent. There was no free food there.
So the people, all the folks that flocked to the upper
People
level
came
there.
for the entertainment.
Also, they didn't feed them?
I didn't see any free food, and I was there for about 3 hours. No one ever gave me free food.
Hey, listen. Now, you might be wrong. Let me tell you something. As nice as the Prime Minister is, I doubt he would invite people to this party and don't feed them.
There was free drinks there, but I saw no free food.
Now, I must give this to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is a very nice man. Honestly, he is. He's a very nice man. Now, I can't see the Prime Minister inviting people to this party and don't give them food.
Hey,
I can't buy that one. I can't buy that one.
You know like how all the disciples was together and only John know about the wedding in Canaan?
And even Jesus didn't do that. After Jesus saw the people was buried, he told the disciples, man, listen, sit them down, let's feed them now.
I see no free food. That's what I said.
But we did have a good time. Save the woman them. This was a very interesting idea, to say the least, that Rodney Munca's friends decided they were going to go out there in solidarity. I think we're trying to do this annually and see how much more support we can get to see if we can keep that fight alive, fight for the freedom and equality of all the workers.
Especially the women them.
And we got to continue to do that from this platform as well.
Indeed.
To make sure the women them understand that we're fighting for them, and the men them, and the children them,
and the baby them. Now I also have
fighting for their cause.
Other group of people that I need to pick cane with today. Because noticeably missing from this group of laborers The only group of people that had a smaller number than the FNM was the white people them. White people, y'all don't labor in this country, eh? White people, as good as this country and this economy has been to y'all, I see a single Simonet, I see a single Dalbinus, I see a single Low, I see a single Trico, I see a single Kates. Give me some more white people name. I see none of the pin of them. Who else white? White people, y'all want a special day? Y'all don't labor? Or because y'all going fishing on your daddy's boat that don't count? Huh? Because your daddy own a shop and your granddaddy own a shop and y'all ain't never worked for anybody except for your granddaddy. That's why y'all don't have to come on these marches, eh? Where the white people? Ain't no white people live here. I was so annoyed by it. I said, but the amount of white people that have, never seen, I ain't seen none of the signs them.
I saw a white person.
Who? Where?
I saw white Adrian.
Man, Adrian was out there trying to make up numbers for the PLP.
Sorry, I saw Adrian White.
Where Adrian Cousins was. I ain't seen none of them. And I don't know if white people think that that is okay. Because white people, these people work for you all.
But that shouldn't surprise
no,
me.
and so today I want to proclaim myself as leader of the white people them. And from today on, I want white people to join us on this march. They don't work, eh?
Yes, they do.
But labor benefits don't affect them, eh? Labor law don't affect them, eh?
See, you got to remember this.
Oh, boy.
I am understanding, I don't know how true this is, but I understand that they're saying that out of the total population of Bahamas, the light colored or white skin or hue only account for 5%, I understand.
Well, fine. Bring 1% on the parade.
But guess what the reality is, though?
They have 85% of
they
the
got
money.
the money. Right.
So you know why?
This ain't no struggle for them.
Yeah, but see, majority rule day, I get it. That's for Negroes. Right? Labor Day, that's for Negroes too, apparently, because I see zero white people. And if you work somewhere with a white person, I wouldn't talk to them.
They rich, man. They ain't gotta go on.
When they come, I'll say, you and your white self, you go over there with your white friends and don't bother with me.
No, let's don't promote that kind of...
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No, let's don't do that.
That's how they can't come mix and mingle with me.
Let's understand that they have the money. They don't have to do this.
Have to do what? March in solidarity?
They don't have to come out because the labor...
They don't have to do what? March in solidarity for workers' rights and rules and things like maternity leave and paternity leave and extended...
they're privileged. They're not disenfranchised. They're privileged.
So I want to move a petition. Who's the Minister of Labor? Pia, could we turn Whit Monday into White People Monday so that white people could get on a march somewhere around here? Because I'm offended.
It is White Monday. They just removed the E.
I want it to be White People Monday.
Okay.
Because I need to do a head count of the white people. And since the only set of people I see the whole march was black people, and because the only set of people I see is black woman.
Now, you know, this Pia Global Role did it the right way.
What are you talking
about? She just wore, regular...
She wore a cowboy hat.
She just wore regular colors.
She wore a cowboy hat.
She didn't have no political t-shirt.
How you know she ain't had it on underneath that? She might have been outsmarting you.
Man, Pia Global Role. Listen, use a rule. And always remember to do the right thing. All right? You make me proud. I must say I'm very, very proud of you, Pia Global Role, because you represent the rules. And you're doing this thing the right way. So continue to do it the right way.
All let's talk about the PLP and their march. It's just making me heated. And I don't know what else I want to say about that. I want to make sure that all the white people know, that Levan know, that y'all ain't been on no march. And I don't hear none of y'all taking up no benefit around here. I want y'all, when your baby born, I want y'all to go straight back to work. You know why? Because y'all don't think it makes sense to march with workers. I want, when you find out the baby is yours and use the daddy, I want you to have no paternity leave. You know why? Because you don't think it makes sense to march in solidarity. And what you think makes sense is for you to stay in your little carpet, wherever you is, right? While Negroes march in solidarity for better working conditions, etc., and you do whatever you want. So as leader of the white people, that is what I now am. I am petitioning the Minister of Labor. Since they won't come with us on Labor Day, then you make Whit Monday White People Monday, and we are going to let them march on that day. But I don't think white people should get to live in this country, benefit from all the laws, benefit from all the rules, benefit from the doggone money, and don't come out in solidarity. White people should just get to live off the fat of the land and never, ever, 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 ever contribute to the struggle.
Well, you better be careful. You may end up with a white girlfriend, you know.
Oh, no. Because I'm offended by them right now. I'm upset. And so, until white people mend their ways, I'm not talking to them.
But white people, I understand. Now, I wouldn't do it the way you do it, but I understand.
What you understand?
They ain't Jones. White people ain't jonesing.
So you saying that the people who was on the march jonesing?
They ain't looking for no free food, no free rum.
You think I wasn't looking for no free food?
They got that stuff.
I come out there to march in solidarity. Belinda Wilson was out there looking like a Union gladiator. You think she come for free food? No. But all throughout this Commonwealth, white people cast. I see a single McCarty. I see a Hasty. I see a Harden. Who else? Give me the name of the rest of these white people around here.
Aubrey.
I see a Aubrey. I see a Black. Where the white people them been?
It is what it is.
I'm offended.
They got the money.
I'm offended. I'm highly offended, and I want white people to stop that. That is what I want. All right? So anyway, 100%. Let me tell you what else happened over this weekend.
Let's go.
Did I mention that I met Glenda McKenzie from the airport union? What is the name of the people? She was wonderful to meet over the Labor Day march. No, the airport authority people.
Okay.
Yeah. Who else did I meet out there?
Well, the man who's in charge of the airport authority, who's chairman, is that Bevins?
Mr. Bevins was there. Paul Bevins was there.
So.
And I also saw Kimsey Ferguson was out there.
No,
I saw him.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, and guess where they all were? Over on the Arawaki and Not to Brave party.
Now listen, don't get me wrong now. I'm not saying that anything is wrong with going to the party afterwards. I don't see anything wrong with that. But what I do see wrong is how those T-shirts were used to hijack the Labor Day parade. Now that's where I think the PLP party went wrong.
Did you get invited to the Brave party?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Because Brave knew you was a spy for the FNM. He wouldn't invite you to his party.
No, I don't think so. I do think I can speak with the Prime Minister anytime I want to because he's a Prime Minister for all Bahamians. He's not only Prime. And see, this is where your PLP goes.
I'm not a PLP.
Wrong. No, I don't mean you. I'm talking to the public and some of these nasty comments I see coming through on the Facebook page. The Prime Minister is the Prime Minister for all Bahamians, not only PLPs. I can guarantee you he would make the same statement I'm making. He's a Prime Minister for everyone. So, I mean, I don't think, I don't feel any weight about not being invited to the party. I mean,
well, I wasn't invited either. So
it was rather hot that day anyhow.
It was very hot, not rather. It was extremely hot.
I wouldn't, I had to go seek some sort of a shelter.
After that march, my shoes was burning and all, and I had to take a little break from it.
But, my opinion, this is my opinion, and I don't think you could chastise me for it, because we do have freedom of speech in the Bahamas. I am personally convinced, and I'm disappointed at the Labor Day parade, because I believe the PLP party did a serious injustice to the parade by plastering the parade.
And you don't think white people
with
did
those
anything?
T-shirts. It really sent a different message.
And you don't think
it was supposed to be a Labor Day parade, a parade for all laborers to come out in solidarity.
And you don't think white people did anything?
Apparently, the PLP decided they were going to launch their campaign from the Labor Day parade. I don't know why the PLP think that's something they need to do. You don't need to do that to win the election. I mean, I understand, the campaign is on, but why use the Labor Day parade?
But you all don't know how to win no election because you all even ain't got no ratified candidates. And I'll tell you one thing,
ain't getting either.
Corvette Piper is my personal friend. If you'd talk to me like that, Sebastian was suspending me for 2 weeks. I'm telling you that right now. You got to watch your tone when you talk to big man. And fellas who wear glasses, don't scare me. I want you to know that. What you mean, stay focused? I asking you a question. Are you not a public figure?
Who you talking about?
I'm talking to Michael Bindad.
Oh.
Yeah, I asked you. Could you tell me what is the delay with the name of the ratifying of candidates? I owe you for Labor Day, man. Stay focused. I tell you one thing. I'm from Engliston.
He may have a point, though.
Point my toe. You talk to big man like that.
I think Michael Bindad
Paul
is right.
Byram is my personal friend, and I do not want you all to rough my personal friend up. He is a journalist. He's allowed to ask questions when he see people who are public figures in public spaces. What you mean?
It was a Labor Day parade. It's all about labor.
It's exactly why you're going to spend
And
5
support.
more years in the wilderness.
Solidarity for the laborers.
And white people, I want you all to come to the parade. Pay a global role. I want you to petition this cabinet to make Whit Monday White People Monday from now on, because I want to see hasty them to these parade. That's what I want. Anyway, the jingle's playing. Don't go anywhere. It was Prayers Party. Leland Miller and Bradley Roll.
We'll be back after the break.
Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with me. I've just gotten messages from on high, right, that the birthday party continues, Bradley, and they've changed the outfits. Look, the Prime Minister is in Exuma. He, along with the Deputy Prime Minister and a cadre of men. And the Prime Minister is just extending himself to the population, taking himself into the islands, and making sure that people get to share, because she's only turned 74 once. You have the pictures for me, producer? You only turned 74 once. I tell you, most people will be dead by the time they're 74. Prime ministers all throughout the Caribbean have sent their regards to Prime Minister Philip Davis. Many of them are in disbelief that he looks the way he looks at 74. I am sometimes concerned about him at 74, but you know the one thing that gives me great hope? He has a very young and vivacious deputy who, if at any point he pulls a Joe Biden on us, at least we don't have Kamala Harris to deal with. Chester Cooper is a serious dude. He have I in his name. His name already sounds like a sentence. And so why not, right? He is a wonderful person to have next in line should the Prime Minister not have the resolve to go further. But from what I could see, the Prime Minister is up and about. He's smiley face. He's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He has on his little androsia, whatever you call this thing. But it's just him moving to and fro. White people. See that? Spiritual advice, I find a white person. One white person.
Looks like a tourist, though.
Oh, boy.
You have a photo, an official photo of the Prime Minister. Let's do this. Let's wish the Prime Minister a happy belated birthday.
You don't wish him a happy birthday in the birthday segment, eh?
That's where we at now.
Oh, we in the birthday segment?
Yeah. If you have an official photo of the Prime Minister, could you find it so we could wish our Prime Minister a happy birthday?
Okay. There he is.
Yes, Prime Minister, on behalf of all of us here at Freedom March, myself, Levan, and of course Cam, our producer, we want to wish you a very, very happy belated birthday. We hope you live to enjoy many, many more. And Prime Minister, you are the Prime Minister for all Bahamians, and I know you are. You are a nice person. I've met you on numerous occasions. As a matter of fact, the last party that we attended together, we took a photo together, Prime Minister, and I'll produce that photo shortly. But I'll save my political comments for another segment. But happy birthday to you, Prime Minister. I like you.
So you like him so much you want to re-elect him?
You're a nice man. You're a good human being.
You like him so much you want to re-elect him?
There's some things politically I just don't agree with, Mr. Prime Minister. Producer, you see that photo that I just sent to you? The last party that we attended, Sabas invited us to a party, and I took a photo with the Prime Minister. Now, Mr. Prime Minister, they say maybe you look alike. I don't know how true this is, right?
You could be his doppelganger.
But a lot of people say I look like Brave. There you go. So there's a photo with me, the Prime Minister, and leader of the women them, the late Rodney Monka. We had a good time at this party. I think Sabas invited us to a party. This may have been Casino Royale, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And the Prime Minister was there. Listen, this is the Prime Minister for the entire Bahamas.
But I want the Prime Minister.
But Mr. Prime Minister, there's some things that's going on we can't agree with. We have
like
to
what?
speak truth.
Name two.
The travesty on the Labor Day parade.
What? You could vote him out of office for that? Okay, that's your one. Name a
We're
second.
not talking about voting, you know.
You just say that
We're not
there's
talking
some
about
things
voting.
that are happening that we cannot tolerate.
We're just looking at there's some things that are done that are
Like
not
what?
politically
Name two.
correct.
You're starting to sound like soft hands to me now.
Wow.
Name two.
And here's another thing. Levan says that you were in Exuma. Is that true?
The pictures suggest that, yes.
Mr. Prime Minister, you and the deputy, you all need to go down to Rollville and fix the electricity problem down there. The people in Rollville are having some serious issues
They look very happy to see him.
with electricity.
They look
All
wonderfully
right?
excited
Please,
to see him.
Mr. Prime Minister, you and the deputy, as a matter of fact, the deputy been to my father's first cousin's funeral, come out of Roll. And he said to me, oh, I'm sorry, spiritual advisor, I didn't even know you was from Exuma. Yes, sir, Mr. Deputy. I have deep roots in Rollville, Exuma. But Rollville is experiencing some serious problems with electricity.
You ready to give me your two yet?
So that's the two right there. Fix it for me, please, Mr. Prime Minister.
So he ain't doing nothing
And happy
wrong.
belated birthday to you.
Hold on.
And Mr. Prime Minister, I mean, you couldn't at least let me get a cup of water, Mr. Prime Minister?
You ain't come to the party. They had all kind of water.
Mr. Prime Minister, I want to leave this with you. Jesus says, he who gives a cup of cold water in my name will certainly not lose his reward. Jesus said that. You may not believe that, Mr. Prime Minister, but that in the Red Bible, you know. He who gives a cup of cold water in my name will certainly not lose his reward.
This spiritual advice.
Happy belated birthday, Prime Minister. All the best to you.
Oh,
we
boy.
hope you live to enjoy many, many
So let
more.
me make sure. I will make sure I put this on the record.
Yeah.
So you don't have. He ain't doing nothing wrong. He just ain't getting your
Listen.
lights out in the old bill.
Why aren't the details revealed on the heads of agreement with the sign of the hotel? And it's still not revealed. With the sign of that agreement, the sale of the hotel.
What you want to know?
What happened to $120 million? Did it ever reach the bank?
That's the same problem. That ain't two different problems. Give me 2 reasons why you would vote against him.
Mr. Prime Minister, as relates to the Freedom of Information Act, why,
Oh, you ain't gonna tell me the Free National Movement care about that.
why would you say that...
That it ain't a priority on my agenda.
No, not only that. Not to expect a proliferation of information to come from the act. That's exactly what the act's supposed to do.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
supposed
not the
to tell
culture.
you, Mr. Prime Minister, make it seem as if like you ain't... It's a freedom of information, but it ain't free to know everything. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
no,
man.
I
It
can't-
don't work that way, though.
And I don't think Joe Public could give a flying frisbee about no Freedom of Information Act.
It does make a big difference.
Man, what you can't find out about a politician?
Right.
What in this country you assume you can't find out about a politician?
Oh, boy.
Anyway,
Anyhow.
who else boy did this? Let's do this.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry about that, producer. You have a list for us?
Bradley ain't give me 2 yet. First it was the Prime Minister.
What's today's date? The 10th? Okay, June the 10th. Okay, so Elder Johnny DeVoe. Happy birthday to Elder Johnny DeVoe.
Is he also bishop?
Happy birthday. Elder, this man...
Is he also a bishop?
He's also a bishop. He's also a pastor, and he's also overseer. So happy birthday to Elder, Pastor, Bishop, Overseer Johnny DeVoe.
I tell you, you're living in denial, and
Happy
you shouldn't do that
birthday,
'cause
Elder
denial is a revenge.
Johnny DeVoe. Greetings coming from your wife, Bertha DeVoe, your children, grandchildren, siblings, family, and friends, especially church family of Southline Cathedral Global Ministries.
Happy birthday, Elder.
And then we have a shout out to Brandon Woodside. Congratulations to Brandon Woodside for being the salutatorian. How do you pronounce this word?
Salutatorian.
Salutatorian, whatever you call it, at the H&R Junior School. Coming from your proud families and all who love you. The sky
I got no more cousins in that school.
The sky's the limit.
You know, my cousins have done valedictorian and salutatorian in that school consecutively for about 5 years.
Really?
All my cousins then graduated. Cousins, you all don't go to H.O. National Moy. You all send me a secret message via my phone. Because it's by the time we give someone a chance to win something with that little school. They used to name that after us, you know.
Oh, really?
Who else you got shout out for?
That's it.
That's all?
Yeah.
Well, I want to send a special shout out to Miss Brenda Sims from Hawksbill. I understand that she never misses a show. She makes sure that all her neighbors watching when we on. And so nobody, nowhere in our whole community could watch nothing else except for Freedom March whenever we are on. And so to Brenda Sims, I'm so happy to have you join us every day. I'm so happy to know that you are watching no matter what happens in Hawksbill. They tell me if Hawksbill blow away, the only thing Brenda Sims concerned about is that her TV don't blow away because she have to watch us on Freedom March. And so Brenda Sims, I'm very, very happy to have you tune into us every day. All right, that's all about day.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to go to Randy Road. Can I do it? Randy Road.
Randy Road. Who's Randy Road?
Put up the picture. Randy, here's my problem. You in charge of the consumer protection. I need some protection as a consumer. Because I keep going into these bar, gas station, food store, and shop. And they all seem to have one uniform problem. Now, Randy, yes, I could call you on your cell phone, but I will make sure I put you on notice publicly because I want the whole Bahamas to know that I asked you to do it. could you please make sure that these people who don't have no working fridge in these establishments, close them down? Because just how Jesus cursed out the fig tree, I want to curse a couple of these business so that they never open again. It is no way on God's sake that I should come into your establishment and the temperature gauge in my car say outside is 106 degrees, Randy. These people, huh?
That's the heat index. Well, it's probably around 91.
Heat
92.
index, annex, apex, I don't care. It's hot. What I'm saying to you is, if your fridge don't work, close your shop. Because you ain't gonna tell me nothing about all the drinks in the fridge hot. Then why on God are you selling drink? And why on God's sake this locally produced beverage costs $7 for 12 ounces of it, and you serving it to me at almost room temperature? So Randy, let me tell you what I want from you. I need you to start a consumer quality and standard protection enforcement unit. And the only thing I want y'all to do is ride around Nassau and shut down these bunch of watering hole where all the drinks warm. Shut down all these gas stations. I could think about at least 2 right off the top of my head, and 1 ain't far from where I sitting. I want you to make them close, because it have to be some sort of an indictment against some law somewhere. For there to be a standard of Bureau of Standards, and for these people to have drinks on sale, for them to advertise that they have drinks on sale, and I drive my car to their shop to get out in the 106 degrees, and when I get to the fridge, the drink is 85 degrees, man. Randy, something have to be done about that, and I don't feel like that's a minister's problem. I feel like that's a consumer protection problem, and I want some protection as a consumer from these people with the hot drinks. That's what I want. And I want you to go around Nassau and shut them down. Because they have a fiduciary obligation to me as a consumer to ensure that I don't die from heat exhaustion, to make sure I don't die from overexertion, and to make sure I don't die from hotness. And so when I walk, you could imagine, this is exactly why Jesus cursed the fig tree, you know. When I walk from wherever I walk from to come to your establishment, to get myself a cold drink to cool off my passion, and I walk in here, huh? And you got this gal perched up behind this cash register, like little Miss Muffet on her tuffet, and these drinking here hot. She ain't know these drink hot. Y'all couldn't put these on ice. So Randy, I hear you doing all kind of big things with consumer protection. See, you look like somebody who don't sleep. But I want you to stay awake for 1 more day, and I want you to go and make sure these people with these business, with these fridge, have cold drinks in them. We agree with that, spiritual advisor?
Well, most people, especially during the summer months, I think we need to be a little bit more proactive as it relates to our refrigerators and so on and so forth, because there are a couple of gas stations that they walk into.
One close to where I sitting.
And you see a sign that says, well, the drinks are not cool because we're having some issues with our refrigerator.
Boy, then go
so
get
obviously,
ice. Go do something.
You know, the heat, and guess what? We're having this kind of heat now, and we're not even to June 21st.
It ain't August yet.
Well, the official start of the summer is when, June 21st?
Correct.
All right. So obviously, there's going to be some major challenges. BPL is going to be challenged to the max. And then I want you folks to please...
Joe Bet say no. Joe Bet say she's going to keep the electricity up and running.
Pay attention to your electricity bills, okay? Because you're going to be using more air conditioning to cool off. And let's just see...
How you know that?
People use more air conditioning in the summer than they do in the winter. That's why in the winter months you always see a reduction in your bills.
But
so
they may
let's
have
see. Let's see.
Energy efficient homes.
Let's see what happens. And they're trying to build, and I understand as technology advances, they're really, really trying to build more energy efficient air conditioning units. So even with that, let's see how truthful the energy bill is as far as being affordable. They say you're going to see a big difference in the summer. Let's see if it holds true. But people need to be more proactive. Check your air conditioners, service them before the summer comes, so that when the heat hits, you don't have this failure of your air conditioning systems not providing the service that it just so desperately needed. So it is what it is. But it's challenging. You're gonna have this challenge, you know. Looks like from time to time.
Why you sound like you're trying to give a break to these people?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying they need to be proactive.
I went to a local community
before the
watering
summer
hole.
comes.
I went to a local community watering hole, right? Firstly, I don't know how locally brewed anything could be $7. All right? The island 21 miles long. I don't understand how locally brewed anything could be $7 for 12 ounces of it. Okay. Unless it have magic in it. All right?
What's the name of those flavored beer? What do you call them again now?
The Radlers?
Yeah. They for $7?
It depends on where you go. But I went to a local community watering hole the other day.
The Chinese sell them 3 for $5.
I don't want to go to the Chinese.
It's the same beer, eh?
And I want to put them out of business. I want Keenan Johnson to just X all their business license, and the only people I want to have business license to sell liquor is Audley Camp, Gully, what Gully last name is?
Cookie?
I say Gully.
Oh.
Gully, Kaiki could have one. Who else? I want people like them to have liquor license. All right? Paying them, no liquor license for them. You all go back to making Chinese rice because that's what you all say you all come here to do. Okay? In the same breath of air, spiritual advisor, when I go to a local community watering hole to stimulate the economy and ensure that the countertop girl there can buy hot lunch for her children, I don't expect to come in here and for the drinks to be 60 degrees and 70 degrees. And this is becoming, it's almost as if they do not even care anymore. You go to the gas station, same thing. It is almost as if they do not care.
Well, one gas station said that apparently their issue is that they're waiting on parts. So it does seem as if the shipping...
Then you go by Chili Willy.
The shipping time...
Then you go by Chili Willy and you tell Chili Willy, drop you off a bus of ice every day and you put the drinks on ice. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, they should do that.
Yes, I don't care what you do.
Yeah, as a courtesy to customers.
So, Randy, I want you to have a consumer, what I want to name spiritual advisor? A consumer quality standard protection enforcement unit. And I just want you all to drive around in government AC car. The boss just gave you all one bunch of electrical car. I think you get them to the police. You borrow some from them and you all just go in these business, and when the fridge ain't cold, shut them down. Because unless we make it that serious, businesses will continue to offer half-baked services to people as if I don't work for my money. When you give me the $7 hot drink, you know what I mean? My son can't get bond money, right? Because I needed something to drink. And now, I have to go look for another $10 for him to go to bond. And I spend the $10 that should have been for my son band camp on this hot beverage. And that's supposed to be okay?
Yeah, okay.
And it's not okay.
Yeah, and also, during the summer months, the electrical companies do experience power surges from time to time. And there are times...
You said this, man, like, tell me things I ain't care about.
Yeah, but there are times when these power surges jam these condensers and causes electrical problems.
Then call your condenser fixing man.
Yeah,
I just fixed the one in my house. Call your condenser. Okay, tell you what.
You know when your condenser jam, it's be hard to restart, right?
If this was the condenser keeping your wife cool, you was gonna let it be hot? If this, the condenser, you just use to blow cold air on soft fans, are you telling me you're not gonna fix this condenser? Man, come on, man. Y'all ain't dealing with swine. I am a consumer. I have a right to be protected. I have a right to a standard of quality. Other than that, we might just turn this whole thing into a talk shop. Randy, put Randy picture back up. Randy, not for my sake, for God and heaven's sake, please go to these people. Please tell them, get these fridge working. Because other than that, I can start doing to these businesses exactly what Jesus did to the fig tree. And that ain't gonna look good for the PLB when one bunch of business got chained on the door because I cursed them and they will never open back up again. And if y'all think I display, y'all watch me. All right? That's what I want to say about that.
All right.
Okay. I got more. You want more?
What else you got?
I want the Prime Minister to launch a national dental program. I've been to that Labor Day march. I've been to the Prime Minister birthday party. Some of these teeth, I don't know how come they ain't hurting y'all. They have to be hurting. But I realize that dental hygiene escapes some people, which is also a reason you shouldn't be talking to the Prime Minister face for 11 minutes, man. You're all killing this man. And I don't know why he don't tell it to you all, so I here to tell it to you all. All right? We have a dental crisis in this country.
Yeah, Rodney always said that.
We have a dental crisis in this country. And so, Michael Davel, we got a picture of him. Michael Davel, I don't know how you could do it. This obviously ain't something you could fix in this term, and I suspect you wouldn't be able to fix it in this generation. But parents have to drill into children the importance of this dental hygiene, man. It ain't no way you got 4 front teeth and all missing. That something ain't right about that. It ain't no way you got 4 front teeth and all shaved to a knock. Something ain't right about that. And it ain't no way you got 4 front teeth and all look not like front teeth. Listen to me. The public clinic provides dental assistance.
Which one?
All. Mine in South Beach, Fleming Street provides it.
And what do they do?
Sandilands provides it.
Do they clean?
Yes.
Do they provide dentures?
I don't know if they provide dentures. Dentures is upper level.
Can they do, what do you call it again now? Producer, what's that thing they...
You mean root canals?
No, to replace lost tooth. What do you call that?
Dentures.
No, it's something else it's called. They put it in permanently. Pardon me?
Implants?
Implants.
If you take care of your teeth, you
Yeah,
shouldn't
you
have
see
to
now,
implant them.
you got to be fair with this now.
I'm being fair.
Right? Because this thing is cost money.
But we...
And there are a lot of times
Just how
when you
we
look at Medicare, which is inclusive of this dentistry work, this stuff is expensive, my brother.
Spiritual advisor.
And it's out of the reach of the hands of the average Bahamian.
But just how we
Right?
did primary care for medical issues, and that worked wonderfully before the doctors started bastardizing it and opening up one bunch of labs and draining the money of the treasury.
Sorry, excuse me. Forgive me. Go ahead.
You okay? You still with us?
No, I did something unprofessional.
Just how the doctors them was doing wonderful, and the clinics had a standard, and they had to see patients within a certain amount of time, and they had to upload the information to the EHR, and all that stuff. We have to look at it at a dental level, because I'm telling you, I've been to this little party. I've been to the party, and there is a dental crisis in this country, and we got good water.
So we got to make it affordable for the average man.
And then we have to teach the average
service.
man the importance of actually practicing it. Because if you just brush your teeth every day, if you just floss your teeth every day, you stand a chance of not ending up in, and I get it. Things like diabetes. Why are you falling apart?
Oh, no.
Things like diabetes, accidents, I get that. But that cannot account for what I see happening on the outside of the studio. And so, I walked around behind the Prime Minister for about 2.5 minutes on Saturday, right? But only because I was talking to my member of Parliament, Barkus Road. And of course, he was walking behind the Prime Minister. And so, well, I guess subsequently I ended up walking behind the Prime Minister. So if you see a picture of me and the Prime Minister, I promise you I wasn't there fruit flying. And I see big grown man, I see big grown man wrap around the Prime Minister's neck like a necklace. And I can't figure out what that about. Is that what politics in the Bahama says? You really need to hug a grown man this many times? I want you all to stop it. There's something irregular. There's something other than ordinary about that kind of behavior.
Yeah, so thank you for sending me this
little
note here. We're going to the break. But to fix a chipped tooth, it'll cost you $550.
Okay, but don't chip your teeth. See how that costs you nothing?
Oh, man.
Anyway, we go on to the break. I'm leaving Miller. Bradley Roll is with me. We'll be right back on the next side of the break here on Freedom March. Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm Leland Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 FM The Beat, or on channel 224, or on channel 112, or on ILTV Studios. I'm not saying that for you if you're already listening to me. Hello, Redhead. But if your friends aren't, then stop them from listening to whatever other ungodly unrighteousness that is they're listening to, and tell them come over here and listen to us. Because what else would they be listening to? Anyway, so I've got a couple of things that I also want to do. I need to send a shout out to, you have the picture for me, producer, Little Anderson, is that his name? You have his picture? Yep, so shout out to Little Anderson. And what did Little Anderson do? I'm trying to find it. Little Anderson, congratulations from Hillcrest Academy on your graduation. May you graduate many more times in your life. And may you never get tired of graduating until you are tired of graduating. All right? So a couple other things happened over the weekend. I ran into Perry Colebrook, the old soldier that just came out of Haiti. And he seems to be in good spirits. He said he had a wonderful time in Haiti. It was the honor of his lifetime to go down as the regimental sergeant major. Of course, I told you before on this show that he was given a letter of commendation from the MSSM command. But seeing Perry ignited some thoughts in my head. And I thought to myself, I remember during the handing over ceremony that they gave those people medals. And I thought to myself, well, does that mean Perry now has 2 Haiti medals? Because I don't know. He already had a medal for going in 1985. Well, did they give him a medal, the same medal again for going this time? I'm not really sure. I feel like there's some kinks that need to be ironed out about the Haiti mission. The more that I think about it, I'm not really sure how it's working out. I know that our troops are still down there. I know that Commander Julian Smith is also still down there. Shout out to you, Commander Smith. Along with, of course, another tough guy that I know, a super hard dude. Commander Edward Fritz is also down there, and Lennox Colby is also down there. The name of the other person escapes me, but yeah, I know that there was some logistical challenges. You remember there was, some assertion that there was an assault down there, and I'm just wondering. I think about these things because I don't know. The Defense Force won't leave my mind. I know that Force Chief Adams said he and I had some discussions about the welfare of the men down there in Haiti, and so yeah, running into Perry Colebrook triggered thoughts again about Haiti in my mind and what it must be like to be down there. And so I'm inviting all Bahamians everywhere to remember in your prayers as you go to your sacred places of prayer to please continue to pray for the troops in Haiti. And Perry, I don't know, they give you 2 of the same medal? Let me know. How do we address people like Perry who go on more than once? Do they get a different medal? I'm not sure. But these are the things that I'm thinking about. And also, I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Ricardo Moss, who invited me to a soiree last evening in the Kalani constituency. It was such a magnificent event. I mean, a magnificent splendor, if you will. And I had a great time. The drinks were flowing. The food was nice. I was so happy that I was able to attend. The evening was cool. And the only regret I had, after so many people had proclaimed to be FNAs at this event, guess who I saw?
Who's that?
Hubert Alexander Minnis. And I said, wow, I don't even have no application form here. Because if I had an application form, I would invite him to come be a FNA.
It'd be a wasted one.
Oh boy. Well, he ain't no FNA.
He's an FNA.
How? And you all got Lincoln Deal walking up and down me constituency.
Well.
So anyway, I don't know. If you all know where Dr. Minnis is, just tell him, I didn't have no application yesterday, but we got T-shirt, we got acronym, I is the leader, so we got members, we have supporters, as you saw yesterday at the event, and we have jingle. And so Dr. Minnis, I just want to play my jingle so that you could hear it and see that we're serious. And then you might want to come join us. Because you look like an FNA to me, and I don't know why you don't just start being the FNA that I know that you are over here with us. Play.
Cause we don't play. Come go this way, and FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. Tell them take the FNM, we ain't one of them. And the PLP is a gangster party. The COI is a party made up by just one guy. So if you wanna go all the way, come go with the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. When they shout PLP, just say no way. You're going with us in the FNA. The FNM done lost their way, and we don't play, we vote in FNA. The COI have a plan, they say, but the best plan is to go with the FNA. We are the FNA because we don't play. Come go this way and vote for the FNA. We are.
And so hopefully that warms his heart wherever he is. Dr. Menace, I have party. We don't have to worry about them in the FNM, right? And then you could just come over here with us. And he looked so strong when I saw him yesterday. And I said, wow, wouldn't it be great if Dr. Menace could be leader of the opposition as an FNA? And then, you know.
323-7775. Because I don't know what's going on. The line's open. Did we do our commercial? Did we pay our bill? FNA.
All because we don't play. So whenever you see me, when you shout FNA, I should shout because we don't play.
Fanatics now available. FNA.
Yeah. We are FNAs because we don't play.
Fanatics. Now available. Okay, FNA. Are your dogs hungry and tired of low quality food? Give them the best and modernistic. We carry all the top brands. Taste It Wild, Diamond Naturals, Victor, and Ukshuk at the lowest prices in town. If you're on a budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemable on select dog toys and treats. If you can't make it, then shop online at www.modernisticgarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, offer won't last. Thank you so much, producer. Back to you, Levi.
Spiritual advisor, you caused me forget the union people. I row you so much about the union. I was supposed to talk to union people today.
Okay.
Oh boy. Anyway, union people. Union people, don't guys me out.
Yeah, two people.
We could get y'all on this week because I want to know how you all felt about the Labor Day March. But spiritual advisor was so adamant that the Prime Minister wasn't having a birthday party.
On the Labor Day parade,
he didn't have his birthday party on the Labor Day parade.
They're riding the wave with Brave. That sounds like a political jargon.
Caller, you there? Rescue me from this spiritual advisor.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
You're rescued.
Thank you.
Brother Rule.
And look who's rescuing you. Jesus is getting the blind, lead the blind.
Brother Rule.
Yeah, what's happening?
I have a sight impairment problem.
Okay.
But when I came out of the vehicle that I was in, and then, see, God is so good to me. Mm-hmm. Then I stand up in the front of Mortimer Candy Kitchen, and I look down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Look like people
what did you see?
still standing up by Windsor Park, getting ready to start walking.
I can tell you that.
You saw that?
Listen to me, but not only that, I know you can cut me quick. But you be trying to remember Gully Brown.
Gully Brown is his name.
Now they get the coolest bears in town.
Gully Brown is
listen to me. The spiritual advisor, would you have feel different if them same people that had on the ride the wave with bears had on just a white T-shirt?
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Same people.
It would have been different. Then I would know
so
for
what
sure.
difference would it have made? A shirt would have made it different?
No, man. Come on. You know, you people.
Well, the shirt up, but the
You know,
everybody else had.
Okay, let's caller, let me say this. You know what I had to do just now? I just had to dismiss a call from my personal cell phone. Let me tell you what the problem is with me, and I need to work on it. Honestly, let me confess to the Bahamian public.
Yeah.
I
have a week. Just give me a second. Give me a second, please. I have to confess to the public that I have a problem.
Yeah.
I have a weakness. You know what my weakness is?
Not the sweetness.
I have a low tolerance for foolishness. All right? Anytime people run up with foolishness, honestly, I can be honest with you, I have a very low tolerance level for that. So right now, this stuff that you run on with is foolishness to me.
But isn't
so make your point and let's move on because we had a call.
Some TY T-shirts.
All right. Anyhow, thank you so much, caller.
The question I have, caller, while we let you go is, was there any prohibition from people putting on red shirts?
That's not the
no
purpose.
One prohibited
That's not
them.
the purpose of the Labor Day parade.
Have they worn red shirts before? Have they worn red shirts before?
What is the meaning of FNA? I don't know. Ask
Me, Lincoln Bean, Dr. Menace,
No.
You know
the acronym FNA. What does it stand for? Fanatics now available.
We can tell you all later. Come join.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. Are you there, caller?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Spiritual advisor, Mr. Miller.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, what's the meaning of FNA?
Well, you gotta join to find out. When you become a member,
Mr. Miller, don't say that, man. Just tell me, because see, I was thinking the first two letters meant
Free National.
Free National. What the A mean?
Alliance.
Oh, okay.
When you come.
Could I say congratulations to two of my nieces who graduated from COB now?
Sure.
Okay, Kodisha Roll and Tamika Roll. They graduated with a BA degree in education.
Wow, congratulations, of course.
Yes.
Indeed.
That's something positive.
Wow, indeed it is. Thank you so much, caller.
Okay, thanks.
You take care now. 323-7775.
Hey, I still have the thing from Cruising Adventure. You know, you're all woman with good baby daddy. I don't want you to tell me about your husband. Your husband is taking care of you, and as a consequence, the children are taken care of. All right? But I'm looking for someone to call and win this pass from Cruising Adventure. And you have to tell me what is the criteria that I said on the weekend. I almost missed and gave it away. Let's take another phone call. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon, Mr. Miller.
Hi.
I'm Mr. Roll.
Good afternoon.
I just switch gears a little bit on next 5 months, November 13th, 2025, will be 50 years. 50 years, a little black boy from East Street put this little guy on the map. His name is Everett Elijah Obed Ferguson. Okay? I ran into his widow the other day. Now, someone could tell me. I asked her, is he sister up in the airport? Because 10 times in the past I have a tune. Now, somebody could tell me there. No recognition, right? Something was done to him given to him by Queen. That was bestowed upon him by different countries. His country hasn't recognized this gentleman is deceased. Over is deceased. Okay? This is why I respect Arthur Dion Hamlet. Right? That's why I respect him. Don't give me nothing but the other countries bestowed on me. Give me something what my country will bestow upon me. That's why he never took any good. He still died. He was Arthur Arthur Hamlet. Okay?
Okay.
Former Olympian, right? He speaks about they bestow these things on these people early. Sometimes they're going to sports female life on, right? Sometimes she comes to parents and she talks about these things. You understand? It's sad to know that those around the clock been put aside. They put his name on the banner every year, and they discard this banner after Labor Day March. Nothing is done before. Samila Bob has a box sitting in Ross's Square. They also have a highway named after him. So Linden has an estate, and he also has an airport named after him. Clifford Darling.
Yeah, we understand. We get your point. We get your point, caller. We hear you. We understand.
Thank
okay.
you. I remember when I was in primary school, we did a whole lot of work on Elijah Obed. I remember that was actually something that they used to teach us in some sort of civics class that I was in. I know we had to do a project about Elijah Obed, the famous boxer. Him and Boston.
Yeah, he won the Walter. It's a lightweight, eh?
I don't remember. I-40.
Lightweight thing, I think.
I-40. Let's take another phone call. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Levan Miller.
Hey.
And to Mr. Bradley Roll, good day to the nation.
Good day.
Mr. Miller, I called you to have a conversation with you about an issue that I have.
Okay.
And this issue is that when Rodney Monka died, his spiritual advisor contract died with him.
Oh, okay.
Now, I understand that you were trying to get the country to use Mr. Bradley Roll as a national spiritual advisor, and I'm against that. The reason I am against that is because Mr. Bradley Roll is an F&M who is bringing a lot of offense.
Who tell you I'm an F&M?
You said it, sir.
Young man. Who told you I'm an F&M?
Mr. Roll, you said
I could be an F&A.
You want to be an F&A?
Mr. Bradley Roll.
Caller, what's your point, man?
My point is, you cannot serve two masters.
No,
you
hold
cannot
on.
be an
Hold on.
F&M bringing offense.
Producer, put this call on hold. Let me show you how hypocritical this caller is. This caller is a staunch PLP supporter, and he's also a Christian. But I would never, ever tell him he's serving two masters. This is what I find to be interesting. When we open this show for the first segment, we give people God's word. All right? This is what I'm called to. And after that segment, the show is then turned over to the host who discuss politics. If I have a view on politics, does that mean I'm serving two masters?
I don't know. I never asked the master.
Listen, caller. Let me tell you something here. My obligation is to Jesus. I don't depend on the PLP for food.
Oh, hallelujah.
You understand me? I don't depend on the PLP for food.
Okay.
I have my own
Mr.
business.
Can I make my point?
Yeah, but when you make your point, makes sense, man. You're a big staunch PLP supporter, and everybody know you. Listen. You could try to protect all your PLP contracts that you have, because for some strange you believe that God can't feed you. You believe only the PLP can feed you.
I'm a supporter of the Progressive Liberal
Yes, because you got big contracts. You got big contracts, man. You got big contracts.
Mr. Roll, don't do that. See, this is why I have a problem with you being a spiritual advisor for the nation. Yeah. Because you are unbalanced, you are unfair.
Caller, I'm producer. We're going to say goodbye to you. I'm sorry. 323-777.
I really want to give away this free pass for two people.
Wow.
To Cruise and Adventure. They tell me they can give one of these away every day this week because Father's Day on Sunday and they want to do something for hard-working daddies. But y'all look like y'all don't want no free pass. Y'all just want to call me and case of the spiritual advisor. And the people who just butter my bread, when I was 7 years old, you know what my favorite song was? My God, talking about my God could do anything. You know the song?
What is interesting, right?
He could heal the sick.
Yeah, what is interesting, me and you sometimes end up going over the time and discussing scriptures, right? But this young man would never call in and comment on that. But the minute, I can guarantee you, if I right now tell the public that in honor of leader of the woman them, Rodney Monka, I have decided that I'm going to become a PLP. This caller would never call this show again. You know why? Because in his mind, I am supporting a party that he supports.
Yeah.
For some strange reason, people believe that you don't have a right to support
you could just
another
learn
party.
My song.
And because I support the Free National Movement, all of a sudden...
So you do support the Free National Movement?
I am not balanced. I'm safe. And I'm on my way to hell.
Was that your admission that you support the Free National Movement? Was that
I do support the party.
Okay, but listen, be like me, be an FNA, because
this person
God
be
is taking care of me. Listen, let me teach you the rest of the
But hold on. But here's what. Listen, caller, listen to me very carefully, man. This country is a democratic country, and we have parties in this country that people support. Whether you're Christian or not, people support the PLB, people support the FNM, people support the DNA, people support the FNA, the people support COI. You cannot cannot get mad at these people because they don't support the PLP. Where is your maturity, young man? Something is seriously wrong with you.
Oh boy.
Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
I want to hear the song voice. He can heal the sick and raise the dead. 5,000.
We have any callers on the line? Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Fed. It makes no difference what God can do. What he's done for others, he can do it for you. My God can do. And this is why I don't fight about who could get what contract. The God I serve is take boys.
Wow, this young man is serious.
Hello, caller. You calling me to win this pass? Ain't nobody there. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
What's that?
Boy, these women really ain't putting in no effort for these.
Yeah, 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, sir, you're live.
Just want to make sure you got me. Spiritual I don't mind the pagan. They always be pagan. PFP for them, DNA for them, no mind them. They can talk all they want.
But let caller, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you, doesn't every Bahamian have a right to support whatever party they want to support?
Yes, sir.
So why would you get upset with me if I support a party that you don't support? Does that make any sense?
That's a paganistic spirit.
Jesus of mercy.
That's why I'm trying to recruit him to be an FNA. If you be an FNA, everybody will love you.
Listen, that's a pagan, that's a Philistine. Let's talk about something, right? Are you all doing a good job? Levan Miller, you're doing a good job. I don't think Rodney Manka decided to put you on. I don't think you're going to do a better job. You have what's called tenacity. I think that's the correct word. But what I'm saying is, I call about the Labor Day March, and I bring up soon.
Right.
I don't think no party, CFP, FNF, SPA, should include on the Randall Fox Labor Day Parade.
Yeah.
I don't care how you feel. And no matter what you think, that was a soft launch for the PLP. Now, granted, the FNF ain't making no sense yet to win another election. But at least we need a strong opposition.
Mm-hmm.
But that parade, any prime minister that did that needs to check himself on the door. Because he's not Bahamian. He is prime minister. He is politician. He got to be pro-Bahamas. Had Sir Randall Fox didn't walk across the floor, it wouldn't have been no PLP. If Randall Fox didn't establish labor, it wouldn't have been no labor. The white people ain't marching because a lot of them are their boss. And I agree with you, Levan. Give them White Monday. Let them march.
Yeah.
Don't want to march because they're all making money off it. But for sure, that was a soft launch to the PLP government, which is diabolical and evil. And whoever told the minister to do that, they ain't got no God in them.
Wow.
And that's my fighting.
Thank you so much, caller.
Wow. So it's official. We are asking, P.A. Glover Roll, we need white people Monday.
Street to street.
I want to see white people march.
Let's take this call. Welcome to Freedom March, call. You're live.
Caller, there?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Miller, Mr. Road.
Yes, sir.
All is well with you all, brothers?
Yes,
Most
sir.
things.
All right. This is the first time caller, but I always just watch y'all show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Y'all doing a good job.
Thank you.
But it seems that Mr. Roll is getting frustrated today. Mr. Roll, don't get frustrated, man. God is good.
All the time.
And despite whichever party you fighting for, it's a good party which is in now, the PLP. And they was doing a good job on Friday. The parade, the people was on Bay Street, and the crowd was still around on Wolf Road. So that should tell you something, that our Prime Minister still has a lot of people on his side. And yes, we respect the laborers and the workers. So that's why we came out, because all those people who was marching was voters and people who was work.
Yeah. Well, where the white people was?
Well, the white people was watching us.
So
be the glory.
So let me ask you a question. You came out in support of Sir Randall folks. They are in support of the PLP party.
Well, I support the two of them.
Yeah.
Now, which one is it?
Sir Randall and the PLP, I support.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least you're honest. Thank you so much, Carl. At least you're honest.
It makes no difference what God can do.
All right, y'all be blessed.
Yeah, man, you too. Take care.
Others, he could do it for you. My God.
We have 60 seconds. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hi.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
I'm calling for the ticket for my special baby daddy.
Oh, praise the Lord. You got a good baby daddy?
Yeah.
You say you got a good baby daddy?
Oh, man, he's the best.
Listen, I only want to make sure I give this to woman who got good baby daddy now.
Man, he's the best, and he deserved this. It's a 53-year-old.
Oh,
he called
Lord.
me last week.
Okay, no problem. Let me
God
tell you
is
what to
good.
do. Hold the line.
Yes,
now,
sir.
now you got to say publicly, baby daddy.
Yeah, baby daddy.
You's a good baby daddy.
I want to marry you.
Baby daddy.
Oh,
Baby daddy, I want to marry you.
You hold the line. Cruising Adventures
Baby
is going to
daddy?
give you.
I want to marry you.
We are married.
Okay, good.
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 Cruising Adventures is going to give you a pass for your decent baby daddy.
That's what I wanted to find out.
Right? Anyway, that's the jingle. Thank you so much for joining us here on Freedom March. We'll see you again tomorrow.
If it's the Lord's will, we'll be back.